First thing is the responsibility. Drumming is about technique and precision. The goalkeeping is about technique and precision as well. Music was somewhere in me, but I never had that kick of, okay, I'll start playing an instrument.
What was it about drums that keeps you coming back?
I just love it. I really feel happy when I play the instrument. Now I'm sitting here, I don't know how I even got there.
Petr Čech is a former Premier League goalkeeper and one of the greatest players ever to play his position. Best known for his legendary career with Chelsea FC, Arsenal, and the Czech national team, Petr won multiple Premier League titles, domestic cups, and the UEFA Champions League Cup. Outside of football, Petr is a professional NIHL goaltender and an incredibly passionate and talented drummer. Over the years, he's shared his love for music and drumming with fans around the world. Please welcome Petr Čech to Drumeo. Nice job, man. To all of you joining us, please welcome the one and only Petr Čech to Drumeo. What a surprise, man.
It's amazing. I'm sitting in Drumeo, and then, like, I'm sure that a lot of people over there, they go like, what is this guy doing there? So
This is a really special stream for a number of reasons, but you're definitely the first professional athlete to ever be sitting on the drum throne in the Drumeo studio. This is cool.
That's pressure, because then I hope I'm not going to be the last one. You know?
Yeah, hopefully there's more.
After my performance, you might go like, oh, no, don't bring one of those.
Petr's been learning drums with Drumeo for almost 15 years, and it's amazing to see how far he's come with consistent practice and a passion for playing the drums. Since we launched Drumeo in 2012, things have changed a lot. We have a brand new app called Musora where we have all our lessons and courses, and there's over 100,000 students improving on their instrument every single day. and that includes piano, bass, guitar, vocals, and drums. You can try out your first week free at the link below, and we'd love to see you there. Well, for any of you who don't know Petr's story, we're going to dig into all of this, but just quickly, you've been a Drumeo student since 2011, I believe.
Yes.
Or 2012, a long time. You actually supported us when we did our Kickstarter in 2014 and are part of the reason we're even sitting in this studio. So pretty cool, man, that you're here all these years later.
You know, it's quite amazing. Like you know, when I first saw Jared's educational video and heard about Drumeo, that I would have never imagined that 15 years later, following the Drumeo online, that I would be actually sitting in this stool after all these legends of drumming that had been here before. So it's a great honor for me.
Yeah, amazing. So what we're going to do in this stream, Petr's going to be playing a bunch of the songs that he's learned over the years, some of your favorite songs. You've crossed paths with a lot of famous drummers over the years. We're going to talk about some stories, and we're going to talk about some of the connections between sports and drumming. And you've actually mentioned, even just in the week that we've been filming, a lot of similarities and things that have helped you in your sports career, and we're going to dig into some of that stuff. So to start off, maybe just talk a little bit about your career as a goalkeeper and in hockey, and just tell us a little bit about your background.
So I was born in Czechoslovakia back then, before it became Czech Republic after the revolution in 1990 or 1998. 1989, actually. Sorry.
There you go.
You see, that's the basic thing. But you know, I grew up with my sisters, and then we were kind of a sports family. My father introduced me to pretty much every sport, and then he was the person who took me to a football training session when I was 7, and this is where I started. And then over the years, as I was getting better, I was fortunate to started playing for the national teams, youth national teams of Czech Republic, and then it brought me over to France, and from France. Then I signed for Chelsea, and then this is where obviously probably most people remember me from my time in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And in wearing the Chelsea and Arsenal shirt. So, and obviously, for the international fans, they probably obviously noticed me in the World Cup or European Championship while playing for Czech Republic.
Switching gears to music, when did music and drumming start to be a thing for you? Was that early on in your life you were interested in music, or was there like a moment where you decided, I want to play the drums?
Well, a lot of things in life sometimes happen by coincidence and accidents, and my drumming happened pretty much by accident. My two colleagues at the time in 2011, Hilario and Carlo Cudicini, we went out for dinner, and we ended up in Carlo's apartment. And he had this Guitar Hero set up there. And then we started messing around with it, and nobody wanted to play the drum. So I just grabbed the sticks, and I was playing. It was the first time I ever drummed. And I had so much fun doing that. Yeah. And then as well, because I managed to play at least a simple beat following, the game.
Yeah.
Then it gave me kind of like a good feeling about, if I can do this better, there will be more fun. And
sure.
This is where I bought my first electronic drum kit and some play-along music, and I started playing, the play-along stuff. But then I realized, I couldn't play 3/4 of that book because it was either too fast or too technical. So I knew that I would need to take some lessons. So I had a couple of lessons, and then I discovered Drumeo. So, because I'm traveling a lot and I'm moving around, so I don't really have time. I didn't really have time to go to like one-to-one sessions.
Sure.
So the first lesson helped me, how to hold the sticks, and the first practicality, how to use the bass drum and how I can practice. But then obviously having found Drumeo, following some of the lessons and ideas for practice, then it was up to me how much time I spent. And luckily, we traveled a lot for games and spent a lot of times in the hotel. So I always had the practice pad and sticks in my bag. I had to ask our traveling manager to put me always in the room away from everybody else because they
Story of our lives.
they would be you don't want to wake up half of the team tapping on the practice pad or sofa or pillows in your room.
Petter's working on his rudiments before the big game.
Exactly, and that was kind of my go-to thing, and actually it helped me a lot. First, you improve your hand-eye coordination and as well the analytical thinking because you kind of follow patterns and then it gives you the limb independence. So that it helps even in your performance on the pitch because your brain suddenly starts being able to, have this independence. And that obviously helps in goalkeeping because you have a lot of situations that are random. You have deflections, and then you need to adapt quickly. So if your brain can adapt to that, it's helpful. And then ahead of the Champions League final in Munich, I was drumming probably 3 hours in my room because we had this preparation, and it was relentless, like whole week preparation, videos, tactics, and then I couldn't. It was kind of like restless a little bit. When you're in your room and you want to lie down and you want to relax and get a bit of a breather, but then all these things are, were still coming in my head, and that's where I just pulled out my drumsticks and I was playing probably 3 hours, put some music on, and that helped me relax. It was the first couple of hours where I actually found my time to relax and get like reset, and then when I went to the game, I felt it was much better.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a common theme for a lot of people where I think some people think everyone wants to become a professional musician and do that for a living, but for the majority of us, it's you want an outlet that's fun, potentially good exercise, and there's all these other benefits to playing music and playing drums that aren't just playing on stages and doing all of that, which is amazing, but just like you said,
just take joy, playing the instrument, getting better. It's a joy, You get the joy out of that, and then and you love music. You listen music for some reason, and if you can actually participate and play song along with your favorite drummer or favorite band, then you're in it. It just gives it another level of joy playing or listening to music and playing the instrument. So, and I was fortunate enough that. Then I played, I played a charity gig once, it was my first one, which was a charity. That was the only reason why I played a couple of songs in that, or 3 songs in that gig. But it gave me another, like a motivation because I thought like, oh, this is amazing. And if I can play more songs and I can actually, I can play with someone just to have the feel for the real, like experience of a real festival or one gig or odd guest appearance here and there.
Yeah.
And that was actually what it gave me kind of idea of like, it's worth actually practicing because then it might happen and it's fun.
Yeah. I think it's the same with anything. The better you get at it, the more involved and the more skills you have, and it just opens up this whole world of possibilities of more songs you can play or just you can have more freedom behind whatever instrument you're playing, and it gets more fun as you go along.
Yeah, and you can play, different genres, and you can play like more complicated songs, or might be your favorite song, but because the drumming is delicate, that you can't really do it unless you have some understanding of the technique and you have some control over, which is obviously the problem. I can play some stuff like a fast stuff, but then you realize it's not perfect because you sort of forcing yourself to play something your ability is not really matching, and that's why you realize no, if I practice and I have better control, then I will one day I'll be able to play a song like that.
Yeah, and to think it all started with Guitar Hero or Rock Band.
It's amazing. Sometimes you need that spark, like by coincidence, something like I always wanted to play ice hockey. Is why I play ice hockey now. But when my parents took me to football, then that spark happened as well. I was so happy, playing football, and it's a social thing as well. When you play music with other people, you connect through the through the music, the common goal. The same thing is playing any sport. You connect with your teammates, with your colleagues, with people who have the common goal, which is win a game and help each other to win a game.
Yeah, Tell me about the first time you put out a drum video. You were telling me it was like a bet with your friend or something about that first time.
No, I had I've seen a couple of like videos where there were musicians and people who play different instruments. I spoke to one of the guy and I saw him play drums, and I thought like, oh, this guy is really good. And then I said to him, I said, you play somewhere, or that was the moment where the YouTube started being the thing, or people started using the social media as well to kind of advertise their skills, to say, well, if anybody is hiring, then have a look, I can play. And I told them, I said, like, why don't you put yourself out? Because you're good, like you love it, you practice. And then he was like, no, I'm not that good. And then, I'm not sure I can put the video out. And I said to him, okay, I'll put the video out. I said to him, like, and I'm drumming 1 year, and I'm gonna put a video out just to show you that it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have fun and you enjoy it, and maybe someone else will just have fun listening to you playing it, and maybe like a lot of people don't really pick up the small mistakes. No, all you guys, you will know in a second if I hit something because you are drummers, and that's why you watch probably this program. But there's 90% of the world will not know if that was the real hit, or if it was supposed to be there or not supposed to be there, or if you really wanted to do that, or if you didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And that's the part I like about it. That I said, well, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just, and it would help me as well. When I look at the old videos, sometimes I go like, "Whoa, that was brave to put this to put this out."
I think we all have those memories.
But then you look at video like a couple of years later, and then you just go, yeah, it's nice to see that you actually improve.
Yeah, it's getting better.
That you suddenly play and it has the groove and it has the better feel, and it's not like panicked through the song just to finish the song, but it actually has the nice rhythm, and this is where I think is the beauty of being able even to challenge yourself, regardless if it sounds perfect or not. Nothing might sound perfect, but some people make it sound perfect. Sadly, that's why
Vinny Caliuta.
That's why some of these guys are in a big bands and then record with the top artists, and that's the reality of it. It's the same in sport. Some people are better than others.
Yeah. When you were first learning, in the first song you did, you're reading the sheet music from the Musora app. Is that how you learned? Was by reading everything, or were you just watching and listening and trying to mimic?
I did both.
Okay.
Because I'm not a musician, so first it's like reading.
I think you are, Petr.
Reading the, reading the charts, and like it was for me sometimes like, oh, okay, is that is the understanding of what it actually represents.
Yeah.
So I had to listen to the songs, and some of the songs I learned purely by listening. Some songs I found the sheet music for it. So then I look at the sheet music just to sort of know if what I hear and what I think the drummer plays, if actually he really plays. So because at the beginning you don't hear the ghost notes.
Yeah.
You don't hear the little, if it was a double or whatever, you hear the kind of pattern, and then you suddenly, when you start understanding and picking up these little touches here and then, and that fills the gaps.
Yeah.
And then you suddenly realize, oh, he actually doesn't play like a single. There's a double here and double there, and this is where you actually realize what's hidden in that song, and then you can then you understand, okay, that's probably another level, and if I can add a few ghost notes or some doubles in here and there, then I will get better.
Yeah, awesome. We're gonna go to the next song. We have "Yellow" by Coldplay, and you said this was the first song you ever learned on the kit.
That was the first song I've ever played because it has a good speed.
Yeah.
And there are two patterns obviously going through the song. There are no fills, so nothing to get lost in. Hopefully I don't say it now and then I get lost after the first.
You'll crush it.
First verse. No, but this is the thing. This is what I actually managed to, when I learned the beat, then I suddenly found the song where I'm like, yeah, actually, this is a song I can actually play along because I know that beat, and it's not and it's in the time signature which I can play, and then the speed as well. It's already in the range where what I can manage to play. So that was the first song I played on my drum kit. Yeah.
Yeah. You wonder if Will Champion knew that this album and this early Coldplay stuff would be the starting point for so many drummers, because it actually was accessible to play this stuff. It wasn't completely over our heads, and you could just sit down and play a money beat to it.
Yeah.
You wonder.
So that's the beauty as well. As I said, sometimes it doesn't have to be overly complicated, or you don't have to play a Tool song as your first one.
Don't start there.
Even I met plenty. There are plenty of stuff you don't start where you don't start. It's just this is how you start, because it gives a really good feeling.
Yeah.
Because you start and finish the song. You play with your with the famous artist.
Yeah.
And then the song, I've heard 1,000 times on the radio, and then suddenly, I could play it in my studio. So that was a good feeling.
Awesome. Let's do it. This is Yellow by Coldplay.
Stars, look how they shine for you. all the things that you do.
Awesome. Man, you sound great. Like your timing and like kick drum's so solid, rim shots sound awesome.
Thank you.
So good.
Maybe I just go now.
Yeah, that's it. We're going to leave it there. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. That made me feel good.
Yeah, love it. We've talked a little bit about your journey as getting started playing drums and stuff, but let's switch to your goalkeeping career. So as a goalkeeper and as a drummer, what are some of the similarities that you've seen, some of the things that have helped you as a goalkeeper that you learned on the kit or vice versa?
So first thing is the responsibility, and knowing that you are the most visible part in that ensemble, whether it's the team or whether it's the band. Because, if you make a mistake somewhere in the middle of the pitch, you still have people who can bail you out.
Yeah.
You have defenders, and then you have, even as a defender, you still have the goalkeeper or other defenders who can actually help you. Mm-hmm. In case of the goalkeeping, obviously, when you make a mistake, first it's really visible. So the pressure on your shoulders is like every day. That any single mistake, it can ruin your game, mm-hmm. or your team's performance and the result. It actually puts a lot of pressure because people see it. So you have to accept that pressure that everybody will know about, everybody will see it. You can't hide, there's nowhere to hide. If you drop the ball, somebody taps it in, you can't hide.
That's it.
Unless you're lucky and somebody makes something that, that help you out. But there is a lot of situations, basically you have to accept that your mistake practically, means goal conceded. If you look at the band, if you have like the whole 4 or 5 people playing, then if a keyboard player in that whole part, or even a guitar player, play one chord that they miss, you might not even pick it up. But
mm-hmm.
but because the drums are so driving force of the music, that's the thing that makes you move and dance. You hear it, and if it messes up, then everybody hears it. When you make a mistake as a goalkeeper, everybody goes like,
yeah.
If you do that in a gig, you know it yourself. Everybody goes. So there are similarities with that. So you are kind of like a lone, sort of member of included in the sport, in the team sport. So I always say like a goalkeeping is a individual sport included into collective sport. Because you practice different way, then you join the team, then the routine is different, the responsibility over it. You even by rules, you are the only player who can use your hands, without being penalized. So, it's a special position, and it's not for everybody, because as I said, the pressure is huge, and for some people is a little bit too much, knowing that every mistake you will be always questioned. So, you have to accept that in a way. You have to be brave enough to know that, okay, if mistake happen, I can't do anything about it.
Yeah. What would you say in terms of coordination, even rhythm and independence, any similarities between the two?
I think what helped me, the first thing is the goalkeeping is about technique and precision as well. And drumming is about technique and precision. So you kind of have this discipline of being able to practice, all over again, like the technical skills, which applies on the drum kit. So that's a help, because you have that discipline in you, and that's a good platform to have. Then the second thing is the dealing with the mistakes. So, as many mistakes you make, if you understand that mistakes are part of the process of getting better, then you basically carry on. No matter what happens, you can get over a mistake, you carry on, and you learn that in sport. The next action is the most important one. You cannot take back what happened. So that next mentality and accepting they will not be perfect. The things will not be perfect. The mistakes do happen, and then you carry on. That's similar with like playing drums, learning. And as we already talked about, the independence, the limb independence, the brain function of using different limbs for different patterns, and then all together, it gives a massive advantage. And as well, maybe the fact that you do it in goalkeeping probably allow me to be in a better position to start playing the drums.
Sure.
But I'm not sure it's decisive. I think the rhythm and it kind of the feel for it. I believe you need to have somewhere. But as a kid, I was always humming. So when I was at school, I apologize to everybody who sat with me at school, because they were like every single time, like, can you stop humming? Even when we were going to the games, I was humming songs and things. So you could feel that music was somewhere in me, but I never had that kick of, okay, I start playing an instrument.
Yeah.
And then I was always tapping with, along with the songs. So I didn't really know why, but then, that moment with Guitar Hero actually sparked my inner drummer, and this is how it started.
Yeah, it took that one moment. That's awesome. Do you think it was easier or harder than people might expect for an athlete to learn how to play an instrument or to play the drums?
Well, it's a good question, because I think you have a lot of, there are actually many athletes, they play instruments. I know people who play piano, guitar, even drums. There are drummers within the even football community. But because, they don't really probably speak about it, or they don't put any video like me, then maybe people just don't know about it. I had a Brazilian teammate who he played drums in church every Sunday when we had no game.
Yeah.
We didn't know. We had no idea. Then he left, and somebody was saying, "Oh, they found drumsticks in his apartment."
Yeah.
And he left, and I was like, "Really?" And then some other teammates said, like, "Yeah, he played drums in the church." We had no idea, because he didn't say anything. So you have actually people who play instruments, but they don't really probably speak about it.
Yeah. You've crossed paths with a lot of legendary drummers over the years, and I'm sure you have a million stories, but maybe talk a little bit about some of the drummers that you've met at shows, and then we'll talk about your Roger Taylor story before the next song.
So Roger is actually the first drummer I met, from a world known, like a drumming world. So we leave that behind. But I was fortunate enough because Chris Shiflett from Foo Fighters is a big Arsenal fan, and so I bumped into him a few times at Arsenal actually when we played. He came to watch, and then I got to watch like 4 Foo Fighters gigs.
Nice.
And so I met Dave, and I met Taylor Hawkins, and that was like obviously great experience for me. You learn drums and you watch them play, and then you see them on stage, and you see what they do. I was actually fortunate enough to meet Matt Cameron as well, because we went to play an exhibition game in St. Louis, and we were in the same hotel as Soundgarden.
Nice. So
when I saw the tour bus, I ran to one of our managers, and I said, it's David Barnard, who is like a huge music fan.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Oh, I'm gonna ask if they are around, and if they have a gig, let's go."
Yeah.
So we went to the Soundgarden gig.
Amazing.
And again, I took picture with Matt, and then I was standing next to him, watching him play. It was I think back in 2013.
Wow.
And it was amazing. It was amazing experience as well. Like see him play the way he plays. It was a great experience. And then I met Jamie Morrison from Stereophonics.
Yeah.
And we are actually good friends.
Nice. That's awesome.
So he gave me a book with some like a sticking exercise as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes he sent me like video. He said, "Oh, I try to, I'm trying, I'm working on this, I look, and you can try it if you want to."
Yeah.
So that was amazing. And then when I put when I put my the video of playing Clocks from Coldplay,
Yeah.
I actually got contacted by Will Champion.
Oh, no way.
And he made my day because they had like a very intimate gig at BBC Radio.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a small space, 300 people probably.
Yeah.
So I went to watch that.
Wow.
So you know
That's
I
cool.
really appreciated it. So it was a great experience as well. Now see again another world's top band in that intimate space.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. So I was like, I have to say now when I'm coming up with those those names and with the people, and obviously then Roger Taylor obviously was the first one, and then yes, he's a big Chelsea fan. So
Yeah.
that was when we went to the Champions League game. He flew with us, and then I started talking to him, and then I ended up in his studio, and as well. When I retired, I don't know if too many people know, but I've done this, song with him.
Yeah.
Like to mark my retirement from football, rather than just some message. He just put that's football thing, and then it was amazing. And I saw him obviously, playing drums in his studio, and you can't be surprised, to hear the way he plays drums like that. That the success they had over 40 years as a band, and even longer without a frontman, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Then, but you know why? His playing is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and you said in the studio you played Freddie Mercury's piano.
Yes, there was
Unreal.
He's got that Freddie's, I think, from that iconic, the Wembley gigs. That quite huge.
Wow.
It's there in the studio. So
Yeah.
it was amazing to even touch it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a piece of history. So the next song we're going to do is called That's Football. And man, like what a statement to you're learning drums and playing drums on the side, and you have a recording with Roger Taylor, one of the greatest drummers of all time.
It's crazy.
Unreal.
I'm actually, so grateful that he actually, accepted to do that.
Yeah.
So he spent his time to do that. Just, it was actually quite fun experience. I probably, that since it came out, obviously I played the drums in the studio. I don't think I played that song once. So
went on Drumeo, I guess.
I hope I remember it still. So we'll find out, I have to say.
Let's do it. This is That's Football. Roger Taylor and Petr Čech.
The
That's awesome, man. It's all there still.
I actually, I'm shocked I even remember that.
Impressive.
But I remember now, once I started playing it and then, it's actually, it brings back that memory when we were thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because we were sort of, when we were coming with the beat, yeah, so we were deciding whether we're going to keep it like more simple.
Yeah.
Because Roger was like, keep it simple, it would be really nice. And
Yeah.
I said, okay, but what if I kind of like this sort of like a diddle at the end, just that, like, that it sort of drives the, and he said, yeah, okay, let's try this. And
Nice.
And then obviously the arrangement, I had the idea for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, well, I can't sing, so you have to sing.
Yeah.
And I said, but then we could kind of put these words of like that it connects with the
Sure.
football, what it means, the passion and all the things that happen in the game. And then he did it. He put it all together.
Yeah.
And then he came. He said, "Oh, you're gonna record your voice as well." And I said to him, "Roger, I can't." He said, "No, you're not gonna sing. You're just gonna, tell, we're gonna put your telling, that what it meant for you, because all that thing is about you." So it actually was a blast when we were doing it, I have to say.
Yeah. So Roger did the vocals. You did some vocals. Did you both play drums together, or is it just you playing drums?
I played. Well, I don't know if he put some, if
who
they put
knows?
some sample over, but he actually, because he said, no, you play the drums.
Yeah.
It's your idea and
That's
your song.
cool.
So, yeah, that was amazing. Like
Wow.
I have to say, you can check it out. It's you can actually find the original one as well.
Cool. Switching gears, I want to talk about practicing. You're a big practicer. And first of all, I'm curious if the way you practice drums is different or similar to the way you practiced for sports.
I have to admit that I sort of combine the practicality with fun when I play drums.
Yeah.
When I go to practice, so I really put things that I wanna practice on. So I spend some time with it. Mm-hmm. That I get the kind of the basic technique and the basic idea what I'm doing, and then I try to find a track, even on the internet. You find track drumless, in the same speed.
Yeah.
That to have a little bit more fun. So I try to fill it in that
Nice.
in that music that it makes a little bit more fun.
Better than just the click track.
So, exactly. So I do that sometimes, or sometimes I just then in the end I always put some songs in.
Yeah.
Like recently I've been doing that version of finding a random track. So for example, because you have a lot of tracks as well on Musora app.
Yeah.
Which you have like the funk and that you have the funky songs, you have a different genres, different practice. So it's actually really good to be able to play different genre, different way, and because you have someone playing it as well, you know how it could sound or the idea of why the song was made. Mm-hmm. So it opens up another vocabulary. So I try to do that more because I've been mainly playing obviously the rock music and then even some pop songs, but then you just go like, can you try a completely different genre? Can you try to get a little bit outside of the box that you can, because the nice thing about every different genre is that you learn different techniques as well. Mm-hmm. That there are like little nuances where it opens up a different level of drumming.
Yeah. And by the time this video comes out, your mystery song video will already be out where you played some Journey. But what we all saw in that video was when you were putting that part together, you're really methodical in how you kind of built that up from playing just the beat the whole way through, then working out the transitions and the crashes, and then adding the fills. Is that kind of how you approach things too, where you're building every time?
Yeah, because like I have to say, I don't play as long as some people do. I don't play like live with bands and people because I never had time to do that. So basically that experience of playing in a live environment with what a real musician, not just with the track, but with people where you sort of bounce off each other for like an even fill idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not my biggest skill, to come up with like a lot of fills like straight away. You know, where some people hear the music and they straight away they pick up the pattern and say, okay, that's the fourth, that fill or not.
Yeah.
I need to hear it a couple of times. So that's why I always go like simple thing. You lay out the beat, you know, the hi-hat or rides patterns, then, you know, the bass drum. And I don't even think too much about like a part of hitting one, you know, that's one thing. And then I try to leave even the transitions, because then when I get familiar more with the song where the accents are, then I think about, okay, I should put some fill in there. And you hear it a few times, then you get, yeah, that would actually probably sound, or that's the idea I have.
Yeah.
And I have to say, in terms of that, sometimes what I do, I just let myself do it. You know, it's like some people straight away have a structure of, okay, I'm going to play a triplet fill. I'm going to play like a 16 and 1 bar and 1.5 and over a bar, whatever. I don't think like that. I don't think like I want to play some. I just go there and play something that sounds related to that part. And then I try to remember what I played.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it sounded really good. But
Yeah.
then I go, yeah, I did that. So that's
Yeah.
that's how I do it a little bit, because obviously, you know, I think like you with all the people who are watching who are the advanced and experienced, obviously musician, they will remember, you know, the pattern. They probably had the like a idea pre-playing. They will have the idea what they want to do there. Now I have to leave it more organic, because I don't have that experience.
Yeah. Whatever works, man. There's no rules. We're going to jump to the next song, and I'm so glad you picked this one, because this is from one of my favorite U2 records, No Line on the Horizon. You picked the song Magnificent. What do you love about this song?
You know, I picked it up because it was when I was practicing my, you know, alternated 16 notes.
Yeah.
And so it has a really nice. I love the song because it has really nice rhythm. Then, you know, that bass drum line goes, and I listen to a lot of U2 records. It's one of my favorite bands too. So
Yeah.
so that's why I started sort of using that song to practice, not just then you play again. You don't need to use the click track, but then you play with that. And then I was messing around with it, and then in the end I was like, okay, I have fun playing this song. So that's why first it started more like a practice purpose, but then I really like the song. So
Awesome.
hopefully it will show.
Let's check it out. This is Magnificent by U2. That's a great kick drum line all the way through.
Yeah, I love it. And then as well, you can use any. I don't play it perfectly as it should be, but there are these alternated like hits on the snare, and then the pattern goes and single stroke. So it's actually like it's a great. As I said, the first purpose was kind of because I loved the song, and as well I knew if I play it as many times that I can actually work on my 16 notes.
Hidden benefits.
Hidden benefits, and then obviously I was like, I actually have fun playing because, as you said, that drum line is there, and it's actually fun to play.
Just a little bit different than the 4 on the floor.
Yeah,
that one extra note. It's great.
Actually, that's the reason why I picked that pattern for That's Football. Because I really love this song. So then that one was really like it's much lower, but it kind of gives that forward motion momentum. Feel. Yeah. That's actually, I have to admit. I stole that.
Stole from Larry Mullen. I think a lot of people have.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I know. We've got 2 more songs we're going to do, but I do want to quickly talk about the live performances you've done. You mentioned a few minutes ago, you're like, I don't play with a lot of people. I'm not a live performer. You've played with members of Paul McCartney's band. You've played at the O2.
Yes.
You've done a lot of cool stuff live. So maybe just talk about some of those experiences and what they were like.
Okay, so I'll start. I already mentioned my charity gig.
Yeah.
So that was with the Czech band called Eddie Stoilov, and they volunteered to actually do that with me. Yeah.
Nice.
So I learned 3 of their songs, and we had so much fun doing it that when I got better, I actually played a couple of festivals with them, and then one. Noticeable is there is a big festival called Rock for People in Czech Republic, and it's basically a smaller version of Glastonbury Festival.
Yeah.
So they even use the same setup and the tents, the stages. So we played. I played a half a set with Eddie Stoilov in there. It was probably like 4,000-5,000 people.
Nice.
It was absolute blast. And then I played. Then I got asked by legendary Czechoslovakian, because he's a musician. He lived in Czech Republic, but then he originally from Czechoslovakia. And his mom was English, so he lived in London. So he lived between UK and Prague, and he was celebrating 40 years on the stage performing. It was back in 2019. And he's a big football fan as well. So they called me and they said, would you be open to play in my like a celebration? There were 3 big gigs.
Yeah.
He said one in Slovakia, one in Czech, and one in London. And he said, would you be willing to play a couple of songs? So I came for the rehearsal. What I didn't know that he recorded a double album. It's called Double Album, and it's amazing because it's like 12 songs, but 12 in Slovakian and 12 in English.
Oh wow.
But they are the same songs.
Yeah.
So they just changed the reading and put the arrangement, they did work. So he called it a double album. What happened was that when he recorded it in Abbey Road Studios, and the members of Paul McCartney's band, they were rehearsing in the next studio. And when his band left, he get this idea for a song. So he walked in their studio and he said, guys, could you play me that, I have this idea, like, I'm sorry to bore you, can you do that? So they did it. And then they had so much fun and they said, oh, it's a nice song. So they actually recorded that English version of that whole album.
Wow.
And then that's why they played it live. So when I went to play, so Blair Cunningham was on drums.
Yeah.
No pressure for me.
Yeah.
and this is what actually happened was that when they played live, they were there. They played those English versions, and so I managed to. So I swapped with Blair and I played a couple of songs in a sold-out O2 Arena in Prague. I think I've never been more nervous in my life.
Yeah.
Because first, it was sold out. Secondly, everybody knew about it. Third, it's a huge occasion, 40 years of his anniversary of performing on stage.
Yeah.
And then playing with members of Paul McCartney's band. Then after you play, after legendary Blair Cunningham, and you just go like, oh, can't get any worse. and the bit is that you know, I was sitting in my seat with my friends and my wife.
Yeah.
And we were watching the gig. And then 3 songs prior, I went to the backstage, warm up a little bit, and then I walk on the stage to play my song. So there is about 3 foot difference between me and Blair.
Yeah.
There was no time to move the drum kit either. So I played literally, I moved my stool and I played the way he plays,
Yeah.
you know, the drum. So everything was in a different place. So that was already, you know, putting me under pressure. But the experience I went through, everything went well, everybody was happy. It was probably, you know, one of the best experiences I had. And then I played with another, you know, last summer I played at the festival with a band called Mirai, is a Czech band. And so they let me play a couple of songs in their festival gig. And,
Yeah.
and that was blast as well.
Amazing. You've obviously played in front of way more people playing soccer, but is that a different kind of nervous energy playing from behind the kit in an arena like that? Because you've seen more people in the room before, but you're maybe more out of your element when you're behind the drums?
When you train every day with the purpose to play the game at the weekend, and then you go stages of playing youth football, then international football and top level under hold the pressure, you train every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you practice drums every day since you are like probably 9.
Yeah.
Then you know when you walk in there is nothing that can surprise you unless there is some technical issue, which I experienced in that Rock for People gig. I played with the massive feedback behind.
Yeah.
And the amplifier switched off. So I couldn't hear anything. So I was halfway through the song where the middle section of the song was literally like guitar stop, and it was only keyboard and drums.
Wow.
And the voice. And then everything went quiet. I thought everybody stopped playing.
Yeah.
So I kept playing for a little bit. Then I realized that they are actually playing, and then the lead singer was still singing, but I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, that's crazy.
So I came up with kind of like, I knew the rhythm of the song, but I didn't know because I couldn't tell. So I started playing the cymbals and little touches here and there while I was calling. Yeah. So we did that for some time. And it looked like it was meant to be there. Yeah. And then when they plugged it back, changed the cable and plugged it back in, then we finished the song the way it was supposed to be done. Yeah. So I actually had that experience as well. And in that charity gig, that was even worse because it was obviously meant to be for the charity. So it was like a really small, tiny stage in a cafe. Yeah. And you had like TV crews coming around with cameras, like the light comes in your face, and they were walking around the drum kit filming me. Mm-hmm. And then one of the camera guys, he tangled the cable around my hi-hat and took the hi-hat with him. Oh no. So I finished the chorus, did the break, and as I was coming to my hi-hat,
and they're gone.
He was gone. The hi-hat with my foot was like hanging in the other side. And then I went back to my right and I survived. So that was the first moment where I was like, oh, actually I managed to pull something out, out of it. So I always attract things like that. Yeah. I'm like, that made me even more nervous.
Yeah, I bet.
So, yeah.
Wow. Crazy stories. You never know. You can't prepare for that stuff.
No, but the good thing is that it happens in football. So, you have random things that you don't expect, and then you need to deal with it. So probably that experience from playing, very random game, that anything can happen, then that obviously it's something that I knew, like, okay, things are not happening as they should. What can you do to actually carry on and figure it out? So that's the nice, that was the nice realization of, although I'm not really skillful and not a real musician at that point of the time, I'm not even now, but I have a little bit more experience with it. But then I prepare as well. When I go to play with someone, then obviously I spend my time. I ask them to send the tracks. I send them to exactly the arrangement for how it's gonna be played live, not just you find it on the track, but the way they play it with the click track, and then I really prepare. So I try to really prepare and make sure that, you know, when I go there, that I don't put the whole gig backwards.
Yeah. The next song we're gonna do, Don't Look Back in Anger from Oasis. What do you love about this one?
I like the rhythm of the song first. I think it kind of relates to a lot of things in life as well. You know, you don't look back in anger. You know, when things, sometimes you need to just move on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually a nice song. You know, Oasis is a band I listen to a lot, and then obviously when they started, that was as well one of those bands everybody was listening to. So it's kind of so when a lot of my friends actually ask me why did you pick this one, because obviously that's the song Man City plays when they go on the pitch, the stadium.
Did you know that?
So and then I was like, it's like, you know, then if you go along with that, like who plays what song in the stadium, you have no songs to play.
Yeah, you'll be playing nothing.
Exactly. So I would play some Czech song maybe.
Well, you know, you can play Separate Ways now.
So that's the thing. That's the thing that that's the thing. I just, you know, because I like it. I like the song. You know, it's a very interesting song, and so that's why I played it.
There's a great drum fill towards the end too.
Well, I don't know if I will play it exactly there, but there are many drum fills. That's the problem. I have a little cheat sheet here because I want to remember
What is that for this song?
Yeah.
What do you have written
just
down?
The fills, just the kind of the pattern for the fills that I don't get lost in the sections.
And you say you don't prepare.
Guy. I do prepare because you know, I don't. Like the one thing is that if you play it like 15 times, like for example, when I record it when I do a cover, so I kind of play through it, then I memorize the song. Sometimes I put the sheet music hanging in front of me, and then sometimes I just look, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
But I memorize it and I play it. But then I haven't played for a while, so that's why I need a little guidance.
That's
there.
smart. I would do the same thing.
Be prepared.
That's right.
Be prepared.
Let's do it.
No matter how bad you are, be prepared.
Great advice. All right, this is Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis.
what you say. At least not today.
Nice job, man.
Forgot the end.
There's some big fills in there.
Forgot the end. Well, I lost my sheet anyway, so
Sounded
so
great.
I just filled it the way it came, you know. So apologies to everybody who expected the perfect track.
Well, man, we're almost at the end, and this has been so cool to hear your story and see your playing in action. But as we wrap up, I mean, this whole story is inspiring, I think, for anyone who comes from a different field. But what was it about drums that keeps you coming back day after day? You're still here playing 10 years or more later. It still looks like you're having a blast every time you play one of these songs.
Yeah, I just love it. You know, I have a good feeling when I play it. You know, as I said, doesn't matter. You know, what song. It's just that's the feeling. You know, sometimes you have a bad day. You come, you put the music in your ears, and you sit behind the drum kit, and then you can even play songs where you just put all the anger out of all the anger out. Or what you do, you just you just get a little time to refresh, to relax, you know, to get your mind wandering somewhere else, and then you get back to your normal life. So that's what I love about it. The other thing is that I really feel happy when I play the instrument. So you know, when I play song and then you know it sounds good, or if I feel it sounds good, then it just goes like, you know what, it's actually nice to be able to do that, and that gives me a pleasure as well. And the main part even is like, as long as you are improving and you're still having fun, or even if you are not improving but you're still having fun, I think it's the main thing.
Yeah.
And not to be worried about if it's not perfect, not to be worried, because you know, in the stages of your learning or your journey, ultimately you will have moments where you will have to get better, and
Of course.
And then as long as you keep forward, I think it applies in sport and applies in learning an instrument. You know, you talk about drums today, but you have all the other instruments that applies on them as well.
Absolutely. And if you've been watching and you feel inspired by Petr's story and you actually want to give this a shot, whether it's drums, piano, bass, guitar, vocals, we've got a free 7-day trial down in the description, and you can bring this to life. We promise you can do it. And Petr is proof of putting in the work, following, and making it happen. Dude, you sound so good, and this has been such a treat to have you in the studio. I never thought I would be sitting beside the greatest goalkeeper of all time in a drum studio. This is insane.
It feels even for me. You know, I'm usually like where these people are and watching all these amazing drummers perform here. Now I'm sitting here. I don't know how I even got there.
Yeah. Well, so, you're in the same spot as Chad Smith and everyone.
That's what I mean. You know, like sometimes I will probably have to pinch myself to say, well, how did you end up in there? Yeah. But it's true, you know, it's, as I said, you know, it's great. You know, I've been literally part of the journey of this place, like by accident, but obviously the reason why I'm playing drums as well is that I bumped into that Jared's video. Yeah. I don't even know what it was. I think it was just basic beats or then drum fills. I don't even, I think it was about something like that, how it applied the basic drum fills on behind the beat. And then I liked the way he presented it and how he did it. And then that's why I started following. And obviously from then, the whole, Drumeo became completely different animal. So congratulations to you as well as all of the people who are involved, because it's amazing what you managed to do. And probably, you inspire like all these people watching and all these people who are logging in to learn new things and follow their favorite drummer or see the way they did it or what they, how they achieve what they achieve, because it's always great to learn from the best, and that's this gives the platform for everybody to look and say, well, he's one of the best drummers. He did that. Maybe I should be inspired to do something that works for me, but in that range of quality.
Yeah, well, thank you, man. And honestly, we couldn't have done it without you because you're part of this story of where we are right now. So thank you. We're going to close out with one more of your favorite songs. We've got Walk from the Foo Fighters record, Wasting Light. Another one of my favorite Foo Fighters records. So good. Taylor's drumming on that is just so good top to bottom. What do you love about this song?
Everything. Changes of
What else? What is there not to love?
The rhythm, the power, it's just the sort of forward moving. I like the song even in when you listen to the lyrics. It applies for like a normal human being as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the drumming, obviously, that's something I love. Right. Sadly, obviously, then Taylor's not with us anymore. But obviously, the legacy of his songs and Foo Fighters songs stays there.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much, and thank you to all of you for tuning in and joining us. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.
Every time